We are live.
All right, we are back from recess here at 11 a.m. To conduct the official canvass of the most recent election.
Okay, so what we'll do is, since we have bipartisan teams on both sides, if y'all would like to call and y'all two can verify that what we're calling is Charlene will open the envelope that was sealed election night with the tapes, and then you're going to verify that the tape matches what was recorded from the voting machine on election night in that first column, the election day report totals. Then the next column is the early voting totals, which will be on Judson's printout that were tallied from the DS 200 on election night and reported. The total of absentee by mail ballots for that precinct, and then the provisional report total. They're listed. You'll just call those from that report, and you will make sure that what they're calling from each total is what was reported for that precinct to the state.
So the tape on top, on the top paper, is the one from inside the envelope, and that's the sheet. Here is a ruler, if you would like one.
Call the absentee and provisionals out loud by precinct.
I see what you're saying.
I didn't know if we had thought of that.
Yeah, the absentees and provisionals, how are we going to do that?
I mean, you can do it visually, I guess. Do a visual comparison rather than a verbally called comparison.
Yeah, just look. Don't call the absentee by mail and the provisional simply because some of them just have one or two votes. And so
it would kind of invalidate.
Why don't we do this? Y'all call, you verify, they will pass it to you. Do you have your sheets?
I do.
Why don't you verify the absentee and provisional totals while they're calling? Can you do that?
So they'll call, and when
Then pass it
slide
to
it
you.
down, and I'll look at those.
That's correct. So you'll just call the first two columns.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Ballots cast total 230. I'm sorry. This is for Coble.
Okay, Coble too.
Yes.
Yes.
Total ballots cast 235.
Yes.
EV report total 30. Okay, this is for a Boone 5. Total ballots cast 166.
Correct.
EV report total 163.
Do you want me to just hold on
Yeah.
to these?
Central Boone. Total ballots cast 707.
Correct. Correct.
EV report total 116.
Correct.
North Boone. Total ballots cast 409. EV report total 19. North Boone 2. Total ballots cast 307. EV report total 5. South Boone E, total ballots cast 518. EV report total 153. South Boone M, total ballots cast 563. I'm sorry, 561. EV report total 7.
Just making sure everybody's paying attention.
Right.
Or I thought it wanted to reflect on the evaluation.
West Boone, total ballots cast 397. EV report total 135. Morton, total ballots cast 17. EV report total 0. Graham 3, total ballots cast 277. EV report total 251. 3 on the. Graham 4, total ballots cast 656. EV report total 227.
Someone just followed the tape up, so.
East Grand, total votes cast 329. EV report total 4. North Grand, total ballots cast 263. EV report total 137. South Grand, total ballots cast 300. EV report total 208.
I can see,
West Grand, total ballots cast 96. EV report total 46. North Thompson, total ballots cast 219. EV report total 22. Millville 3, total ballots cast 148. EV report total 440.
Yeah, big one, didn't
It's just-
you? Yes, yes, it is.
Millville 4, total ballots cast 186. EV report total 71. North Melville, total ballots cast 244. EV report total 12. South Melville. Total ballots cast 521. EV report total 35. Burlington 4. Total ballots cast 369. EV report total 44. Burlington 5. Total ballots cast 324. EV report total 57. Burlington 6. Total ballots cast 594. EV report total 167. Oh, yeah. Okay. Mhm. Burlington 7. Total ballots cast 325. EV report total 7. Burlington 8. Total ballots cast 175. EV report total 70. Burlington 9. Total ballots cast 221. EV report total 179. Burlington 10. Total ballots cast 257. EV report total 3. East Burlington. Total ballots cast 147. EV report total 28. North Burlington. Total ballots cast 426. EV report total 89. South Burlington. Total ballots cast 107. EV report total 29.
20 or 20?
79.
These are all the, this is where I started with. If that matters.
West Burlington. Total ballots cast 518. EV report total 220. Haw River. Total ballots cast 81. EV report total 218.
Okay, that one, look at, there's another sheet that will be Pleasant Grove, go behind.
Mhm.
Okay, you should have, 2 more sheets.
So this is for Fall River Precinct 13.
Uh-huh.
This will be Fawcett.
Okay.
And then the next one will be Pleasant Grove 11.
And then look at the total on your tape, and that should be a total,
Okay. So do I read
the
the
total.
total?
Mhm.
Total ballots cast 222.
Okay. And then how many for Pleasant Grove for?
Pleasant Grove
Pleasant Grove
election day.
141.
Oh, that's,
And then the EV report total is 0.
you still need
And
Fawcett.
for Fawcett, total votes cast,
Election day.
election day 0. EV report total 9.
Oh, good.
All right.
That was the precinct that we combined.
Yeah,
Combined.
combined.
Once you've done the precinct sort, those will be allocated ballots cast-wise to the correct precincts.
Okay. That is the, end of the canvas reporting, and Judson will, finalize everything into the system and print out reports for y'all to sign.
With the addition of the write-in candidates. So that'll be the only difference in terms of the results reporting this time. It's that the write-in candidates I've added now.
Now, that might take him a little while, so if y'all like to move, on to the next.
Jump into the early voting, everything for the primary. Okay.
Are we looking for discussion?
Yes, I have a question that may be for Judson, but yes, certainly we can move to discussing our sites, etc.
Do you want to do that first?
I can.
Okay. So the question I had, I knew you did last year, I guess, some like, this may not be the proper term, but some kind of like geoanalytics of where we were getting votes from by precinct and population, etc.
Mhm.
Do we know what the coverage looked like with just Green Rec and Kernodle, or was that just for the like a general election comparison?
Well, I did it the last time I did that analysis. I did it for the primary of 2024.
Okay.
It would take me a little bit of time to do it for the presidential. I had yet to do it for this past presidential because for various different reasons, it's kind of complicated to get all that put together.
Sure.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't. If you were interested in seeing that level of detail.
Well, let me ask this then too. You said there's an Elon site available.
Yeah.
What is the cost of adding that site if we were to do so?
If we were to do so, how many sites would you want? You know, we have to have Graham because
Right.
that has to be in lieu of our office. So Graham is a automatic.
Right.
Okay. So how many additional sites are you looking or thinking?
So I guess we had Graham Rec and Tornado last cycle. My question would be if we solely added Elon to those two things,
To
what
those?
kind of like cost increase would
Well,
that
it would
be?
just, we would have to staff it. It would be we'd have to rent tables there, staffing,
Locksmith.
the locksmith. I'm trying to think of what the additional, the biggest concern would be the staffing and what we budgeted for. I think last year we budgeted for 2 sites for this election.
Would it be, I mean, since we already have a Burlington site and a Graham site, should we look at the other side of the county and look at the Mebane side as an alternative? That's, I mean, that's the
Yeah.
most rapidly growing area that we have in the county.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, because you brought up the Elon side already.
Right.
And thinking about making sure that we have
Well,
as much as possible
we do
kind
have-
of
yeah.
equitable coverage.
Well, and we do have Elmira and Coronado, kind of over in that area. That,
But aren't we talking about the March, are we talking about March,
Third.
the 26 elections, not,
right, March
we're
3rd.
talking about the 26 elections, not the presidential.
Yeah, we're talking about
So,
midterm, just the
you know,
primary.
And, as opposed, I mean, it might be different come, that, but I was just thinking, that if we look at the figures for the vote or the voting population or registered voters, that might be helpful to see. I mean,
What is it that, sorry to interrupt you, I'm curious in terms of looking at data things, what is it that y'all are trying to find out?
I want to know
What is
where
the-
the most likely voters are that are going to utilize those sites.
I
And that
can,
that there's a representation, that you've got, I'd rather see a central site, a west site, and an east site.
since the last one that I did was the May 2024 primary, I can speak to a primary.
Mhm.
The only majorly obvious thing that I got from that analysis is that if you do bring up a site in an area,
Mhm.
the people in that area are more likely to vote at that site. Which is you could kind of expect
Mhm.
ahead of time. Trying to estimate from one single elections analysis exactly whether that is, it depends on how you want to define beneficial for a site. If you're having that coverage, I can tell you that the grand site in the center gets votes from everywhere.
Right.
So it's not entirely clear from just analyzing one election whether the people who voted at Elon voted at, well, we'll go with Elon this time for the example's sake, did so in lieu of, say, not voting because it was in grant. There's no way for me to say that definitively from the data, and it would be very difficult for me to say that from the data.
Mhm.
But I can tell that if you put a site up in a certain area, you will have voters at it.
If you'll look in that last column as well,
Mhm.
it tells how many voters voted at that site. Yeah, you can tell from the primary, we had a total of less than 5,600.
Mhm.
All right, well, we had more than that this election
Mhm.
for the municipal
Right.
total,
Right.
early voting.
And you see a trend. I mean, the voting's going up.
Oh,
The
it
number
is
of
going up.
voters we've gone from 2014 where the total was less than 3,000, a little bit more in 2018, and in 2022, we were all the way up to almost 6,000.
And, we already know there's strong interest in one of the races
Yes.
coming up in March.
Sheriff's races are always
Mhm.
highly, you always have a great turnout.
It's also notable that we've just seen a 200% increase in the number of early votes in the municipal election. That is indicative of interest in early voting in general.
So, I mean, I just wanted to get all that out that, there's an alternative to Elon. As much as I'd like to have a site at Elon, the outside parking, et cetera, sometimes, we have issues with people that want to, campaign for, there's no place for them really to do that there. It's great because you have the students there and the Elon population. But Mebane is the most rapidly growing part of this county, and they have a wonderful and I don't know if they'd be available. I'm just tossing it out there and so forth. But got great parking, got plenty of places. Rarely are there any issues over there. Not that there are at Elon, but I think it's something to consider.
Now we can, you know, if you want me to look into other sites and we can, just, you know, table this until the next meeting. I mean, I do have to have the December 6th, and our next meeting would be after December 6th. As far as Elon, we sent them in the past. I sent them the day, you know, for like 5 years in advance. I sent them elections, what could possibly be at for the early voting sites. I did that. I could go see if they have us marked down on their calendar. I could give them a quick call if you would like, to see if that is if they are available.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what anybody else thinks.
And
but,
even if
I
we
mean,
didn't use the gym there, with it being
it has.
there's different locations within Mebane that Mebane Arts Center that we could possibly use.
Well, does it have to be an either or between Mebane and Elon, or can it be a both and? I mean, you mentioned, Elaine, central, east, and west. So you had 3 sites, and there's going to be increased participation for a midterm in 26 for sure.
Yes, I mean you could go with Elon, Graham, and Mebane if that was your choice.
If we could afford it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have the October primary, which gives us a little bit of extra money. And if we did, you know, if we had 3 sites, this isn't like a presidential. I don't have to staff it as heavily as we did in 24. And also with our new express vote printers, we don't need as many tabulated, the assistants putting people on the express votes.
What was the total number of voters in early voting for the municipal this year?
3251.
3251. So in 2022, the sheet says we had around 6,500 total for the 2 early voting sites. That's twice what we had municipal. This is a big uptick. I'm just thinking in terms of actual raw numbers, volume, what the office does. If we had, how difficult was it for the office to handle it early? What was it like handling the early vote this year with the increased turnout for early vote at this office in terms of?
It went relatively well. The last day was extremely busy, which it always, it doesn't matter where you had it. The last day is will always be last. But
so I'm sitting here thinking with 2 sites, if you had the same number of voters, although I would presume 4 years later and with increased interest and, you know, that many more in the municipal, you're going to have an increased turnout.
I don't think we could, with everything else we have to do to get ready.
No, I'm not suggesting here.
Okay.
The reason I asked about here was to get an idea of how one site dealt with 3,200
Oh,
voters.
yes, okay.
And then I said, okay, well, if you got 6,500 last time, that's 2 sites. And then the question is, how many more would we have this time than the 65 if you had to guess? And so I don't know what that number would be, but I doubt it would. I don't think it would double, although you went from 5,500 to from what is it, 3,000 to 55, so it almost doubled. I mean, if you had another 60%, the question is, can 2 sites handle the additional, or is it necessary to have the third with that? I mean, and then the second question I guess we're considering is not grant is whether or not if you got Grant, Kernodle, and then either if we do a third, it would be Elon or Mebane. And then there was a suggestion of whether we wouldn't do Kernodle, which is Elon and Mebane. And then I'm curious in terms of, I would think Kernodle is better able to get in and out of the park and all of that than trying to deal with Elon. But that to me seems what we're dealing with in terms of the numbers.
I think your from what I've seen, I think you're on the right track in terms of, because you cannot conclude that adding or taking away sites has any real effect on the total turnout altogether. You may be able to conclude that it would have an effect on basically, if you have the same number of people interested in voting regardless.
Yeah.
By spreading the sites out, you could, in theory, lessen the workload on the remaining sites.
But then I just, with the 3 sites, the only thing, it's just, you're saying staffing is going to be, might be harder to do. That's the only, if you can handle the staff, then.
Well, we've staffed 5 in 24. It
You
takes
don't
you,
put as many people in
Right,
the sites.
right. We wouldn't need as many in 22 as we did in 24. The only, I do have a question to y'all after this about our curbside assistance that I'd like to ask.
I mean, I would like to explore the possibility of having 4. Based on what you said, if we can afford to have them and serve the public by giving them more opportunities to go to a place closer to them, then I would say let's try it.
What would it be? I'm just asking.
If we did Elon,
Elon,
because if you think about that, I know, for example, because I've worked over at the Nevin one a lot, we get people from Pleasant Grove all the way down to the Saxe-Bahawk Southern Alamance area coming there to vote. I know, so I know it's not just the people there, it's you're drawing people. Like 119 is a very busy road during election time. And I know that side better than I know the west, but I know with Elon University, and you've got, that same kind of corridor over there for people going from north to south.
I mean, where would we want them? Where would we assign the sites?
The
Give me an idea.
Elon that she was talking about,
Is that the
I
same?
call it the
where was
gym.
that gym?
Yes, yes,
I
that's
know
correct.
that.
And then the Mevin, I mean, the prime location would be Mevin Arts Center.
So add Mebby is what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh,
uh-huh.
okay.
Now, I'm sure we might could handle 3
Mhm.
with the budget.
Mhm.
4,
Might be person.
yes.
Is there any way that we can look at the trends where the voting's turning out more?
Graham, definitely.
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
Graham's,
of the Elon versus Mevin. side.
yes, I can, if y'all want to continue talking, I'm sure I have that on for 24, like how many turned out at each.
Mhm.
Elmira was the least.
Mhm.
I do. Let's see. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was. Help me remember.
I think
It
Grand
was-
Rack was the biggest.
Yeah,
one,
Grand Rack was definitely the biggest.
followed by Mebane.
Mebane,
And then
then
Coronado.
is it Coronado or Elon?
Ooh, that's right, because they were close, because we were surprised.
Yeah,
Um,
they were kind of neck and neck, and then Elmira was the least popular. I mean, the least of the 5 sites.
And what we know, is when people call and we say, you can go to Elmira, there's no waiting. They're like, I'm so entrenched in this line, I'm not going to move from this site
Right.
to go somewhere else.
And even though we have the weight check online, people don't, totally utilize it, And I mean, if they did, they would have seen that they could have went. I mean, anytime I went out to any of the early voting sites and I seen long lines, I would tell them, "Hey, you can go to Elmira right now. There's no lines there." And some would leave, some wouldn't.
So you're saying then it'd be Elon, Graham, and then Mebby? Is that what- oh,
I think that would probably,
Move it from Coronado.
or either use Elon or Coronado. Either one, I think, would be.
From what I'm hearing, a parking issue may be easier than Coronado.
Sounds like that's more efficient in terms of
Mhm.
being able to have
Hmm.
handle along the line. If you had one, I don't expect too much. It's not like it's primary, but Coronado might be better. 4, I don't know that we would have, even if you doubled it from almost 6,000 and 4 years ago, and that's 12,000, so it's 3,000. But per site, before if you do three, that's 4,000 a site. That's a little bit more, but that's if it doubled. I wouldn't expect it to double, but I do expect it to go up significantly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would think three would be sufficient.
But you move Elon to Canoga.
So I think we'd basically be keeping the two that we had from 2022 and looking at adding Mebane Arts Center. Is that what you were referring to? Mebane.
So it'd be,
I think that would be, because my aim is to get as much coverage of the county as we can without a huge amount of overlap.
so the three would be Carnoval,
Great.
Graham, and Meb.
Yes. So I think that is a wise idea. I don't know as far as
I mean, if we
as
can-
far as meeting, I guess really that sounds like something that's going to have to be explored and kind of set over to another day. So essentially, because our meeting is after the December 6th, we would either have to schedule a special meeting or move the existing meeting.
Yeah, we can move the existing meeting, just move it up. Let's see. December. Okay, currently it was the 9th. We could move it to the 2nd.
Does anybody have an issue with this?
You won't be here.
It doesn't have to be a Tuesday. Are you here anytime that week?
No.
What about let me look at the last week of November. It's Thanksgiving. What about
25th.
the 25th
Mhm.
of November?
I'm here. If everybody
I'll be here.
I have appointments from 9:30 till, I can meet at 2.
Could you, well, yes,
Mhm.
would that work on the November 25th?
Would that work for everybody?
We'll move the December meeting. We'll just move that one to, the 25th. Okay.
Got that, Peter?
And so I will check with Mebane to make sure that it's available. And then all that y'all would need to vote on at that point in time would be the weekend hours.
So we're not gonna
days.
discuss that today.
But if you would want to, you can go ahead and decide that, because it would be the same
Right.
at any of the sites.
So for not just our edification, but for anybody that might be viewing, can you go over what we're required to keep?
Okay, required is, we'll have a Thursday, Friday, and any Monday through Friday is 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. That's statutorily required. The last day of early voting, which falls on a Saturday, is statutorily 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that leaves 2 weekends prior to the last Saturday of early voting that you can have the days or hours. You can choose, you have 2 Saturdays and 2 Sundays.
Did you say that Saturday is that 3?
8 to 3. The last Saturday
That's-
is always 8 to 3.
For
For
early
early voting.
voting before the election.
That's correct.
Yeah, and it's packed.
And then, so we have this would be February 12th.
That time date of the 8 to 3 is set in stone.
But that's
Okay.
correct. So you have the 14th and 15th, which the 14th is Valentine's Day. I'm just throwing that. I see 14th and 15th, which is Saturday and Sunday, and then the 21st and 22nd.
You know, that one thing, just get out voted stickers with hearts on.
Next week.
Okay, so, so the way it's set up now, the Saturday was set up from 10 to 4, correct?
for that, on
Yes.
this
The
one,
way, yes.
that is.
And we made that way because people aren't getting up on Saturday morning at 7:30 to go vote.
Right.
They're going to get up at 10 o'clock. They'll come in at 10 o'clock and they'll vote. And they're going to do, they have that 10 to 4 time is a reasonable time for people on Saturday to vote. The Sunday vote, we cut those hours for this last election for good reason.
Right.
But 1 to 4 on Sunday, based on the turnout that we got this past Sunday,
Mhm.
this last
Right.
Sunday, I think it's warranted to keep the 1 to 4
Mhm.
for that one Sunday. That's my
I would be surprised if people would vote outside those hours on
Right.
Sunday.
right. They
Just-
come from church, they get lunch, they come
right.
from church, or they come straight from church and they get lunch.
I will say on a Saturday, to go to 4 o'clock. Now, I have, before being a board member,
Mhm.
worked set a lot of Saturdays, mostly at Mevin Arch, but in other places. Normally, especially at Mevin Arch, there are plenty of people there at 8 in the morning, and it goes all the way to about 12. After 12, they just stop coming. You get like 2 people an hour after 12 o'clock. I'm not saying cut it back, but I am saying 4 o'clock is kind of, I don't mind the Sunday. The Sunday, I'm fine with Sunday.
Mhm.
But I don't know necessarily, I can't speak for other sites. I know in Mevin, it stops after 12, 12:30. There's nobody. You get 2 people, 3 or 4 an hour,
I don't know.
and that's all that comes out.
Well,
Until 1 is, I think it's more efficient on that. But now you don't have anywhere else to, I don't mind keeping it up to 4. I'm just making you aware
or
of
you
how
could
many people actually come out.
maybe keep the same hour, since the last Saturday is statutorily 8 to 3, that way, you could maybe do that.
Yeah, so the early risers would go that Saturday. And folks that like to sleep in could go the other. I mean, it's also like keeping them open until, during the weekdays, starting at 8. People are going to work or not,
Right.
that is unrealistic for them. Most people are, and want to keep it to 7:30 for people to come back to work. But as we know, it gets really light those hours too until the very end. So, but if we did one way and one the other, gives them both opportunity. So what,
Yeah.
Are y'all wanting both Saturdays or just one Saturday?
I don't, how many, I don't we have how does it work in terms of, is it still that you have a total set number of hours that you have to use?
That's gone.
Okay, I was thinking that you had a set hours that you had to use, so, no, I'm fine with it. If we were looking at this as just having the one Saturday, I'm fine. with that.
Additional
Oh, an additional
yes.
Saturday, okay.
Would you want?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with an
Would you
additional
want it
Saturday.
the 21st, the one?
Because
Because I will say the 14th, even, it starts off relatively, the first day might be a little busy, the second day. Then that next week is relatively slower than the last week. It would probably pick up, you'd probably have more vote on the 21st than 14th.
absolutely. That's going to probably be your heaviest day.
Mhm. So what hours would you go
For
stick
Saturday.
the 10 to 4?
10 to 4 for the late risers.
Okay.
And 8 to 3 for other folks.
Yeah.
And that
Okay.
way they have a little choice of the
Okay. Now, which Sunday? We'll go back. Do you want to just leave it like continue from the 16th and it'll just be open every day so we'd be open that last weekend, the 21st and 22nd?
Okay.
Or,
So I'm trying to look at the
Okay.
calendar. So
here's this if you want to,
so
it begins here.
okay, what's that day?
That's the 12th.
Okay, it begins on the 12th.
And it ends on the 28th of February.
And we're saying that so the last Saturday would be the 28th.
28th.
So that's the heaviest vote.
Yes, that'll be the
Okay.
heaviest. voting day.
So we could make, if we did the 15th when the Sunday is,
Mhm.
we could have two Saturdays, the 21st and then the 28th.
Okay.
Would that work? Because then you've covered 3 weekends.
And then that kind of gives, that'll be Sunday through Saturday. The workers can have this Sunday off before it really gets busy the last week.
Yeah, so that means they would work 12th and the 13th. They would be off on the 14th, Valentine's Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the
Afternoon on that Sunday.
yes, afternoon that Sunday, and then the last 2 Saturdays. Everybody's- That looks, I think that looks reasonably good. Because how much are we, I mean, most people are not going to spend their Valentine's Day on with them, right? And it gives the staff
They're gonna be
Right,
scrambling
yes, and-
around to get whoever.
the present. The grocery store flower lines will be busy.
Yes. Uh-huh. Right, Gary? Okay, so I have the 15th from 1 to 4 and the 21st from 10 to 4. Okay, and then I will verify that Mebane is available, and we will meet to finalize this vote on the 28th of November at 2 p.m.
25th.
The 25th, I'm sorry, 25th. And then the 28th. Oops, let me go back. The 25th at 2 p.m. Okay. All right, now, Judson, you just let us know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm still, the Toshiba wasn't taking my prints for some reason, so I
They need to.
put paper in the one up here.
And so next is this is the signature, I need your signatures. This is the request that I have to send to the state for the replacement of the county voting system. Did you ever get a chance to view the Hearts? We had the meeting. This was prior to you joining the board. We had the
Finally got it print out.
okay.
You say you were hard.
We had to there had to be a demonstration of the equipment that we were considering, and then another voting equipment, and they viewed the Hearts voting system.
I think
That's why your name's not on here.
yeah. I
Okay.
think when he first came
Oh.
here,
Yeah,
and
he
we
has a
had to
Did
replacement.
we ever
right.
even
We
explain
had
that?
just
to
had
him?
it.
Huh?
Did we ever even explain that whole thing to?
Yes,
Yes,
we
in
did.
that very 1st meeting, she talked to you about how we were replacing the machines, and then it had already been approved.
So this is
Fine.
just what I have to send to the state. It's just telling them that y'all did view when you viewed it, which was 6/17. That we tested it 11/4/25, and it explains how many we have: 60 DS200s, 2 DS850s, and 125 express votes, and we use express votes for our ADA. And then this right here is this is what we're going to, which is the 6.3 voting system, and we just need y'all to sign.
So everything's been done basically but the signing.
Right, and then the state approves this, and then we can move forward with ES&S about what they'll do is we still have to order Judson's laptop, that system over there. We've got the quotes for that. We have to order the remaining express vote printers, which that's really not an upgrade. That's just that additional.
Is that with the colored paper that you were talking
No,
about?
that
That's
was
separate.
for election day.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what'll happen, the way our equipment will get upgraded is when ES&S does our maintenance, they'll do it in January or February prior to the election.
I'm trying to
Instead of
coordinate.
doing it in May or June, when we usually have it done, they'll do it early, and as they do the maintenance on the annual maintenance, they'll upgrade it as well.
So it's gonna happen before this primary.
before the March primary. That's correct. So
It'll be
that's
time.
basically what you're signing here. You want to look at it and I'll just pass that around. Can you pass me paper clip? Thank you. Anybody else? Don, this is just turn your question. Which precinct is it that votes at current time? 126 votes and 6? You know what would be, could we get a precinct map up here? Yes, we can.
I got the mail for you.
There you go. You're the man. I have the old map in my head, but I don't have it with the right districts. They change, and it's like trying to figure out what's 64, what's 63.
Do you want the map or do you want the list?
I would like to see
You want both?
a precinct map and then one that shows exactly what's in 64 and 63.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is that going to change anymore?
Well, you know, they are talking about.
Never mind. Just get a map of the precincts. Just get a map of the precincts.
We'll make it and send it along and say this was.
This is what we want. I'm sure that's going to have a lot of effect. But a precinct map would be nice. One that shows what the voting place is.
Okay.
Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, she wants a precinct map up here.
Oh, up here. Yeah.
Did you see that face?
I was thinking because I printed one out and for some reason it's still in the lobby. I don't remember what
Yeah.
the reason was for that.
Sometimes I forget the voting sites. Why is it on the black and white? They had a big turnout, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they always have a good turnout.
North Boone turned out good. South Boone.
I thought Twin Lakes had a great turnout for Twin Lakes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was just a good turnout overall.
Mhm.
Morton was happy to break double digits, so.
Yeah. They're shooting for 20 next time.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
All the documents are ready to be signed now.
So this is the abstract that you will be signing for Canvas. Kevin and Ben will sign on this side for chair and secretary, and then the members will sign on this side. And then the first list is the supplemental for the absentee list. So it's going to show your overall total of 12 voters that you approved for your 6 and 7:30 and 2 o'clock absentee board meeting on the 4th. 102 is the executed absentee ballots that you guys approved on the 3rd. The final one is the total overall list for all the early voting.
Well, Father Son, can I just ask a question? There's still the possibility of a recount. Would the meeting that we just postponed to be able to assist with that if there is a
Let's
recount?
see. Okay, he has, today is the 14th. So he has till, Monday at, 5 o'clock.
And that would be
And
right.
it has
before
to
the
be
20
done within 3 days.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to, would y'all rather meet next week? Could y'all, I could have what we need. but Would anybody be able to meet next
I'm
week?
going to be gone all the last part of the week.
The last part, well, what about the 18th?
I don't know for sure.
I mean, we could, it doesn't have to be.
18th, I could do it. I could-
Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I cannot.
Yeah, I could do Tuesday.
What about,
And I can't say what my availability will be.
well, what if
next
we,
week.
what about if we did
I
it
may
at
be in a
5?
trial, I may not.
I'm having an eye appointment and they're going to do my vision. I don't think I could see a thing.
I'll guide you in.
He's always
Bring
looking
your
out for me.
Well, I tell you what, that's not set in stone on the 20th.
Yeah,
Can you
I'm just
check,
kind of like,
or
you
would
know,
y'all be
awesome.
available on the 20th,
What day is it?
the Tuesday?
Tuesday,
25th.
the 18th.
No, the
Yeah, but that's
18th.
too late.
Tuesday, the 18th of
So this is if he calls for a recount.
And that's what,
Oh, that's,
It's just
this
a
is something might
possibility.
happen.
but I
Yeah,
thought I'd toss it out longer.
But you know what? If he waits till 5 o'clock, that doesn't give me time to post it.
Okay, so 3 days would be.
That'd be the 18th, 19th, or 20th.
of
But we don't
November.
all have to
Of
be here
next-
for that, do we?
No, just a quorum.
If,
But if we vote on
yeah,
early,
He has until the 24th
he has till Monday, this coming Monday, the 17th.
to
At
call for
5,
the,
that's
to call
correct.
for the
And it
recount.
has to be done within 3 days.
Don't you have to post a notice?
That's what I
It comes in
said.
at 5.
That's,
That's what you're saying.
yeah.
That's a 48-hour notice, right?
Mhm.
So we have to wait till the third. Do we have to wait till the third day to do it? If you, is this
Um,
considered like an emergency meeting or something? Where you can
No,
just post it within
um,
24
Hold
hours?
on a second. Let's see.
I mean, I could come on that Tuesday at 5, but really Gary would really have to. I don't even know how I can drive over here.
Well, that's right.
Um,
There might not be a good
recounts, let's see.
And this is a tentative.
All right. The dates.
It's one of those things if we don't talk about, though, you know it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
That's only one page.
Yes, that last page, yes. So you're just acknowledging that the numbers that were run on 11-3 and the 11-4 meetings were true and correct.
There's new rooms. So I guess I got silent. So that's-
You're signing-
Put your John Hancock
Put your
anywhere.
John Hancock.
All right. It just says prepare and publish notice of the recount meeting at least 48 hours before the meeting. So I have to have, and it also says that it has to be done within 3 business days of the request.
So that would be,
So if he, if,
after we could have.
right, if he was to come in here today, you know, that would, we could post it for Tuesday.
Would you let us know and we'll figure out something?
Yes, I can do that. Yeah.
I just know I'm going to be out of town the 19th through possibly the 26th.
Because if it, no, if he does it Monday, and if, you know, if he was to call for it Monday, we'd have to have it, you know, 48 hours. Would have to be either the 19th. I won't be here the 20th, so it'd have to be either Wednesday or Friday.
And I will not be here the 21st. And I won't be here on, I can't, I'm not available the 21st.
And the 19th.
Well, we only need 3. We only need a quorum.
Yeah.
So-
So be here.
How many would be here the 19th?
It's a Wednesday, yeah.
Neither of
Well,
us,
for-
neither of us. would be here.
Probably,
Oh,
but I
neither
don't
one
know.
of them.
Neither of them. Can't do it.
Yeah, we couldn't do it then. All right.
I will not be here the 21st. And I can't do, I know you're going the 20th anyway.
Well,
I
I
can't,
mean,
I'm gone the 20th anyway. I can't be here the 20th.
you can't be here the 20th.
20 and 21, I can't do.
Who's here the 21st?
I could be here the 21st.
I cannot.
I can't.
You can.
Maybe.
We would have to-
I wish I could say absolutely
Yeah.
right now.
Is it one of those things that we could call them?
But that's not within 3 days. Well, no, I have to give 48 hours notice. So if we brought it in Friday,
What time would this meeting be? Let me
we
ask
could
that.
choose the time.
So it could even be at night.
Oh, if that's the case,
Then I can make whatever day needs to work.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if
that's
it could be in the morning, I could do the 19th.
But we don't know about anybody else. Could you do the evening of the 19th?
okay.
Could you do the evening?
Oh, the 19th, yes.
Okay. Could
Yeah.
you do the
I
evening?
can't
You
do
could
the
do-
20th.
Okay,
21st.
so if he calls for it Monday, then we'll schedule it for 5 o'clock. 5 or 5:30, which would work better for y'all. 5:30, 5:30 on the 19th. Taking care of- Okay,
And
So-
we do that and then, I'm gonna come in. No, we don't need your trial. Which
okay.
is where we
So-
are right now. But
So I would have y'all three on the 19th at 5:30, if he calls for that. I will definitely let you know. And we'll keep the 25th for our early voting, meeting.
That
Okay,
would give you all time to do that.
right. Okay. Yes, I wanted to let y'all know that I have contacted, ACC about, hopefully, they haven't gotten back with me. They, had to fill out a form about using them in lieu of the Hall River, Civic Center for the 26
Oh, because
elections.
of the
Yes,
repairs.
they are, ACC is within the precinct. She's supposed to get back with me, let me look at some rooms, you know, I told her we really need them to be the door, the entrance and exit to be, you know, not like, we wouldn't want to be inside. So we would really like the entrance and exit to be right there where
When they come in
park.
from the outside.
Right. You know, they have that new school part that's on this side of the highway, opposed to ACC, the main campus on that. There's also buildings over there as well. But she's going to get with the people, the lady I spoke with, is going to get with some the people who make these decisions and get back with me for that. We, if anybody knows anybody at ACC, if you could, you know, mention it. I feel like that would be the best option because it is publicly funded with our tax dollars. So, that would be our best interest. And it would just be for next year because again, Hall River Civic Center really, you know, stressed that they did not want to lose us as
That's
a polling site. It's just they're having that remodeling done and they need a place for the fire. So, and then we gave you the calendars for the 26 election year. And that's all I have today.
anybody else have any additional matters? All right, then, noting the amendment to the agenda next meeting, November 25th at 2 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you guys for everything.
Thank you all. Yes, very, very